No, when I do not. All right, good evening, guys. About to get started in a minute. Okay, my name is Tyrell.
My name is Fatouma, and we present to you Slam the Scene. Thank you everybody for coming out. We have some great performances for you tonight, and we're gonna start off with you, with your poem called.
My poem is called Yams. Thank you. You see, the yams was something that was always accessible. The yams was something that was always at our fingertips. The yams were always bittersweet, but we just realized that as time went along, the yams was something else that was taken from us. A canvas with all color is the roots that I grew up from. And our mural is fading like it's been bleached by the sun and the lands in which we've made. The streets covered in jade, the time that it took to wash that all away, and we still holding on. As we slave day by day to give sustenance to our kin off the little bread that we win, and our integrity is still strong. But we never knew that our homes like this L would just puff and be gone, and no longer is there the aroma of the local kitchen stewing, but the aroma of 1492 and that new Starbucks brewing. See, we poverty line stricken, and then they chastise our skins to thicken, but then dealt us the trump card, and then expect us to play and have a full house, go to space, and quiet we must stay, and then they question our identities as we go day by day. And we stand in these boutiques as modern day slaves and exchanging capital without the ounce of a clue as they try to subdue. But our resistance is evident. It's quite belligerent, a little sadistic, never materialistic, it was always realistic. But yeah, we're always persistent, so no more shackles be resistant for your new world order and to prove our statistics. You see, your way of treating us is outdated by around 200 or so years. You try to thrive off of fears, but in reality, we just ain't scared. Y'all scream originality, American made. Y'all logic is creative, that y'all love everything American, but exile what was once native. The screams that are unheard, they're supreme and underdeserved. You tell us to get over it and then write off on our words, but you see, not on our terms, because we bigger than that. We bigger than just basketball and the appropriated rap, and we are more than just a beat. Y'all cut off our feet, undermine us and remind us that we ain't shit in our own streets, and as we prematurely engulf this Georgian Hennessy, we are constantly reminded that we were all born with felonies and our court date is everlasting. We're trapped and waiting for the day that we are completely free, only to know that our own minds are mental penitentiaries. You see, my pops was never there, so certain things are misunderstood. But your pops makes 500 G's and drives a Bentley in our hood while we ride the poverty train. Where dinner tonight is bologna and we can't even afford the mayonnaise. Man, we all just tired, but our resiliency keeps us up. You mean to tell us this orange guy in office is supposed to help us? Man, we just don't give up. You see, wars come and go, but our war is eternal. Wars come and go, and our war is internal. Wars come and go, and our scars are still external, and our war still flows, but our skin still glows. But just never mind the fact that, oops, we're still living in modern day Jim Crow, and you see, well, we gotta stay strong, because divided we will fall deeper into this pit like Joseph, and then we repent, and then we blossom into this new life where every man has a wife, and this blank canvas, its color will come back to life, and we can finally get a taste of them yams. We can finally get a taste of them yams again. Thank you. Up next, we have A Better Me by no one only than Fatouma.
Let me ask you a question. Why is something so good, feels so bad at the same time. Your forbidden kiss left a burning sensation deep within. You not only touched my melanin-filled skin, but my soul. And as much as I wanted you, I knew that I was better off. You were once my luminous light. Everything about you, from your welcoming hug to your inviting smile, made me feel like I could get through any dreadful tribulation with you by my side. And that's what they told me, that I was blinded by this unending, overwhelming love for you or lust for you, when all I needed to do was be more lustful of myself to know my worth. You see, you didn't deserve it. You didn't deserve those late nights under the dim daylights where we would lay under wrinkled sheets and share drunken secrets, because you would wake up as if it all never happened. Because it was only in secret where you would let your guard down and give me a glimpse of the man that I wanted to claim me. And baby boy, you were damn good at playing me, because I didn't know that I was a pawn in your game. You know, that game called life, the game where you watch your best friend stab you in the back and spit in your face and act as if everything you ever did for them didn't mean anything. And me walking away was just a move to slime you? Please, just take a step off your pedestal and put yourself in my shoes. I was broken way before I met you, and I gave you a piece of me that I held locked up tight, and I told you to protect it. I told you, but I guess I couldn't expect that from you, so I took matters into my own hands to protect myself from feeling pain ever again. The one time I was selfish in this whole damn relationship. You see, I was never the bad guy. All I did was I wanted to show a boy a love that never was. And although you were my best friend, at least that's what my mind told me, I can't put someone like you on a pedestal. Thank you for all the memories. They weren't all bad. Thank you for making me a better woman, because you did that. And although at times they may be nice when I cry myself to sleep, just know that this is the first step in moving on to becoming a better me. A me that is stronger and wiser. A me that won't let a man take over my mind or my thoughts. Because in this high-mind generation, that's what we seem to do. We seem to take an insta flick and hope that in reality that becomes our relationship too. But as much as I wanted things to work out, I knew that that drive inside of me needed to be focused on myself. That once I became comfortable loving me, that I could conquer the world. And the next time that I seeked out love, it will be just enough for the both of us. And that love shall be great, because it'll be a product of the better me. Thank you. Up next, we have Bedtime Stories by Arta.
Bedtime stories. As a child, I would sit in my grandmother's lap. Her arms were a blanketed noose, telling me that I should never be loved by another until I become my own first love, so I could caliber my own worth. And as I push her glasses up her nose so that I could see her eyes through the glass panes, and I smile and giggle and try to break free, but she angles her head down, and I can see myself age in the memories written on her retinas. Sitting still, ready to listen to stories of how she grew up in the mountains, alongside the road, contemplating if she would even know math, if her mother did not tell her that germs will forever multiply unless she peels off her fingernails and use her bleeding skin as rags, and turn her bleeding skins into rags so she could purge every inch of empowerment out of her brain. And I watch how she grew up, without much love, feeding into synthetic femininity, my eyes gazing into hers without windowed frames, and I knew she was waiting for her words to watch me grow up. In the first 6 years of life, my Nana would tell me that while I was too young to wield a hammer, I should not cry, because my father is going to print out instructions so that when I am older, I could build myself, build my desk where I would later sit and stare while you walk across the room and watch you put that white t-shirt on because you think covering your chest will cover your heart, but you always forget that I am an x-ray, and I know you are scared to fall more in love with the friction of my skin as I feel the grooves of your broken fingertips, but your crooked smile and muddy heart turns you around, and you grab your bag and you go. forgetting to lock the door behind you. But eventually, my Nana's instructions will show me how to build a music box where I will try to hide you inside, and you think you won't ever need to knock on the door because I will never change the locks, which is as much of a lie as that one time that you said you wouldn't go, but you did. And I knew I would never live to open Pandora's box. You weren't there when my Nana told me that people weren't always raised right, that love is like gardening, and that where you can't expect a seed to live after you stomp it in dirt and make it gargle the sulfuric acid from your car's battery, and you tilt the wheel and drive windows so far down that the wind fills your ears and you can't even hear your own mama telling you that one day you're going to have to grab my frayed sleeve, tugging at its seams, and only let go when you feel the stitches thin. Then light is going to come out from behind the edges of your clothes, growing gold, because you'll know that you can fall in love with her, but you didn't let the moon bring you up from your knees, and you sit in solitude, neck arching backwards into the sky, and you watch all the airplanes hide in the clouds, and you'll always regret never getting up and sprinting into the stars with me. And I'll just be sitting aside, behind a window, testing the blinds, pulling the thin white cord so I wouldn't have to see how many times you're going to make the mistake in thinking that my Nana did not teach me when to raise a white flag.